Building a name for yourself on Instagram is not easy, but if you follow our lessons, you'll see that it can be done. It will take hard work and dedication and watching out for common mistakes that can lead to failure. So what are they? First, inconsistency. Second, lack of relevance. And third, lack of resonance. In this lesson, you're going to learn all about account creation, organization, and then we'll walk through the Instagram app with you. All right, so we've talked about what it's going to take to be successful on Instagram. In this lesson, you'll go from the basics of setting up your account to a detailed walkthrough of the app, its terminologies, and features that you should know about. Let's get started. The most common question that aspiring content creators and business owners ask is, should I use my personal account or start a new page? There's different schools of thought, but let's look at the pros and cons of starting a new account. Number 1. Once you become a creator, you'll be constantly speaking to an audience. Having separate pages allows you to have a place to share memories without any strategy or stress. Number 2, you now have to think about the fact that you have a personal brand as an individual and your business's brand, and they may clash with each other. For example, if you're an investment banker but you want to start a meme page, this might confuse your current followers or damage your personal brand. And number 3, the algorithm has no prior information on your account, about what you like, or what you create. You can train the algorithm from scratch with a new account, making sure the system knows how to best serve your content to potential fans. There's also some cons to starting a new account, like the fact that you're starting completely from scratch with no prior support from your followers. Now, Instagram takes initial engagement into consideration, so you might see little action in the beginning. Also, it makes you feel like you have to niche down and get stuck in a box. Like if you're really into cooking and you come up with a username of CookingThings90, you'll be forced to make another new page if your niche changes. There's no right or wrong answer to this, just what makes sense to your goals. Whether you choose your personal account or start brand new, you can grow as long as you stay consistent and make valuable content. Sometimes a fresh start might just feel nicer too. You're going to get tired of hearing this, but the number one thing you can do to succeed on Instagram is have engaging content. But engaging content can succeed on any platform. So how do we succeed specifically on Instagram? Let's start thinking about Instagram as a company. Instagram spends months and resources coming up with new features for you to enjoy and stay on the platform longer. So they want you to use them. It's critical that you use the features available to you on Instagram, as this will help your content get pushed out to more and more users. Further to that, Instagram wants you creating content specifically for Instagram. You can share content from other platforms, but again, think about it from the business's perspective. Why would they want to push content with a watermark of their competitor right there in the corner? Get to know the features on Instagram, and we'll go through the main ones in detail later on. Whenever you're thinking about posting on the platform and want it to reach as many people as possible, think about it from the Instagram point of view. Social media has its own language, and every platform within social media has its own language too. It's important to understand the language so that we can communicate with each platform's followers. Your feed is your profile on Instagram. When you first open the app, just click on your profile picture on the very right bottom corner. When you open up Instagram, you start at your home feed. You'll see posts from people you follow, as well as those that might be suggested to you. The Explore feed is where a lot of creators want their content to be pushed. Instagram generates a page filled with content they think the viewer might enjoy. So the Explore page is an opportunity for you to get in front of new viewers. A carousel is a type of post you can make on Instagram, selecting multiple photos or videos to post them all at once and have viewers swipe through. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. Instagram's search function looks for keywords, captions, and hashtags. If you can figure this out, you can learn how to reach a larger audience. You likely know that stories only last 24 hours, but did you know that you can create story highlights that will stay on your page forever? Direct messages are pretty self-explanatory. As you grow your audience, make sure you consider using the controls that filter who can and can't send you messages. All right, let's go through a few more. A boomerang is a small loop within a post. Filters are applied to pictures and videos before you post them to change the look. You likely know them as Instagram was kind of built on them. Archives. Once your stories disappear, they stay in your archive. Engagement is how people are reacting and interacting with your posts. It's of the utmost importance. Signals are what Instagram uses to decide what to push out to the masses. And finally, niche is your area of specialty. It's time to talk about handles. Handles can be up to 30 characters and are your username, not your name. This shows up after the @ symbol, while names show up in your profile and in DMs. Both are searchable, but your handle needs to be memorable. They also need to be unique, as no two users can share the same handle, so you do have to get creative. Think of this like your website domain. An example would be if you search on the internet, grocery store, it will show you multiple results for that. But if you type in Whole Foods, it will take you to that specific store. So if people search your niche, it will show them multiple accounts, but if they type in your handle, it will take them directly to your account. So how about some tips? Some best practices when choosing a handle are: avoid special characters like underscores. They're hard to remember for your followers. Also, don't use a series of random numbers. If your handle's not available, getting around it with these tricks is not a best practice. Let's say you want super chef, but it's not available. Don't go with super_chef_098965. Accept that you didn't get super chef and think about what you can get instead. Now, when thinking of handles, would your name work? Do you have a business name? Should you have a business name? It all comes down to personal preference. Don't rush into a decision. Brainstorm, scroll through Instagram for inspiration, or even ask AI. Just don't stop until you have the right tag. One last tip. Check if the handle you like is available on other social platforms. Long-term planning here. If it is, sign up for them there too. Think about what you may offer to viewers. Some creators might use their names as their brand, and others might add in keywords or create a totally new business-like name. This is a complete personal preference. So you've got your handle, and now it's time for your name. Your name is what shows up on your profile and when you DM others. This is also 30 characters in length, but it doesn't have to be unique. People can have the same name across multiple profiles, but the important thing is to make this section fit with your overall theme. However, your name can be searchable as well, meaning it can help you rank in the algorithm. For example, a baker might put their name as Toshi, cake decorator. If someone were to search that term up, your page can show up despite what you have as your handle. This section is based on personal preference, but you can find success with any method as long as it makes sense to your page's storytelling. Scroll through some of your favorite accounts and see what they did for inspiration. Then find what works best for you. At one point or another, I'm sure we've all agonized over a profile picture, whether it's on social media websites, a dating app, or even your Gmail account. It can be hard to decide on exactly what to choose to represent who you are. A profile picture isn't everything for Instagram, but it is important. Think of your profile picture as the first line in your resume. It's not the meat of your entire resume, but if it's messy and unprofessional, it sets the tone for the rest of the page. If you had hundreds of resumes to go through to hire someone, you're probably not reading any further on this one. Now, there's no growth hack to having the perfect profile picture, but it helps make your page look like that of a legitimate page. For example, would you follow a random account that has no content, nor profile picture, nor bio? People can also click onto your profile picture to expand it when you are on a private account or have no stories posted that day. So choose something that makes sense to your brand. If you're a solo creator, a profile picture of your face might make the most sense. But if you're representing a business, then maybe a logo is a better representation of what your Instagram will be all about. Now, once again, the research is built into the platform. Look at some examples of highly successful people and brands that you want to emulate to see how they do it. Then decide what's right for you. Okay, username, check. Name, check. Profile picture, check. Now on to bio. Bio is actually a pretty important element of your profile. When people click on it, it's your chance to tell them what your page is all about. So here are some tips for writing yours. Bio is of course short for biography, but that doesn't mean yours should be as long as one. Say what you need to say, but keep it brief. Your bio is SEO friendly, meaning by putting your brand's keywords in here, it can help boost your visibility both in-app and on search engines. Some best practices for bio include using line breaks. This is to help the viewer retain information better. You have 150 characters, and if you write a huge paragraph, it's very difficult to pick out the key points. Check if your bio can be read in 15 seconds or less. Any more than that is likely not being read. Put in who you are. Give the audience a little bit of insight into your life before they even dive deeper into your page. Put in what you do. And call to actions. This is super important, especially if you want to grow a holistic creator brand across multiple platforms. You can push people to a certain program, another channel, or even something as simple as to shoot you a DM. Now here's a tip for you. Make sure whatever action you're asking people to do takes as little steps for them as possible. If you're asking people to watch a specific video, make sure you have a clickable link that takes them there in one step. In short, make sure your bio is clear and concise. You have to make it easy for people. They should be able to take it all in effortlessly. We've covered a lot in this lesson, from whether or not you should create a new account, to helpful platform terminologies, to the practical basics of optimizing your profile. The key takeaway here is optimizing, not perfecting, because there's no perfect method to how your profile should look. We covered a lot of best practices for you to utilize SEO opportunities in your account and how to make your brand more memorable. Remember to take advantage of the built-in research just by looking at the examples of successful accounts. Then adapt to make it more you. We've got you started, and now the rest is up to you.